Fun little fact for you guys before the actual video starts, Drake started rapping in 2006, which is kind of notable because it's 1 year before the greatest rapper alive would come and save the rap game. I just thought that was a fun little fact, and I need to keep that meme alive somehow before it gets ran to death in the comments. But anyway, hey guys, it's CDTVProductions here, and I'm actually quite surprised by this because I've had this channel for just over a year now, and I've only made, I think, one video on Drake before, and he's one of the biggest acts in hip-hop/pop nowadays. And that's because I don't listen to him a whole lot, but I do like a fair bit of his music. But today, we're going to be talking about something that has been argued quite a lot, and that is whether or not Drake is boring. I'm going to be looking at some of the reasons why people may think that he's boring, giving my own opinions on the situation, and we're going to be mostly focusing on his recent music in this video because that's the most accurate evaluation of where he's at right now. So with all that being said, guys, this is CDTV Productions, and let's not waste any more time before getting right into this video.
My side girl got a 5S with the screen crack, still hit me back right away, better not never hesitate.
So the biggest issue in this regard that people like to bring up is his often monotone delivery. And this is a point that I have to agree with. It's pretty hard to deny that there's a lot of tracks where Drake just doesn't sound interested. And I've figured it's because there's two modes that he likes to switch between. Those modes are droning singing and monotone rapping. He doesn't only do those two styles, but that's his most common go-tos. A good example of his droning singing style is the song Know Yourself.
Pray to real live forever, man. Pray the fakes get exposed.
That song isn't awful, but the singing is just in that kinda uninterested, droning pitch. It is good on some songs, but he uses it a lot. Other examples are Cameras, Connect, his part on Get It Together, most of Nothing's Into Somethings. I could just list off songs all day. The emotion in his music just really doesn't come across to me with this type of singing. And the main reason why this gets to me is because Drake can actually have some very interesting singing tracks. Songs like Fake Love, the first verse of Teenage Fever, and the verses on Too Good show that Drake can actually do some passionate singing where his tone and his pitch varies a hell of a lot. Those tracks actually sound good to me because the changes in his vocal tone helps the track stay unpredictable. Not to mention this singing part in You With Me.
Fuck the shade they throwing, understand I got responsibilities. The people that I need and on my way to make this dough. A lot of niggas cut the check so they could take this flow. A lot of niggas cut the check so they could take this flow.
Whoa, where the hell did that come from? He just randomly busts out the energetic, passionate singing there. Why can't he do that more often? Like I said, the fact that he sings isn't the issue. I don't mind the fact that he sings. The issue is when it doesn't even sound like he's trying that hard. So yeah, I would definitely say for this part that his droning singing tracks are boring. Now we get to the other style I mentioned, and that is his monotone rapping. This is much more prevalent than his droning singing, and god damn, I have so many examples for this. I guess the best example to start with is Started From the Bottom.
This is a reminder to myself. I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house, cause we started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team.
It's very popular, but I personally have never enjoyed that song on any level. I'm sure you've heard people say this before, it's pretty much the standard criticism for this song, but it sounds like he literally just woke up and said, okay, I gotta record now. Was that a good impression of Drake? It was probably awful. And you know what the biggest problem is? That track is supposed to be a banger. Maybe you guys can, but I cannot get hyped to that sleepy delivery. Now, I get why Drake does it, I guess. It's probably because he sounds very confident when he raps like that. He sounds comfortable with how he's rapping, but he sounds too comfortable to the point of him just not switching it up. It can be seen a lot on his More Life project too. There's a lot of sleepy bangers on there, and it honestly annoys me. Tracks like Galchester should absolutely bump, but Drake could not sound more drowsy on that track if he tried. A beat like that calls for some energy.
Hermes link, ice blue mink, tat on my wrist like I do not know what permanent is. They want me gone.
That track is kinda good, like I do like it, but it's just not hyped up enough. No Long Talk is another track that shows this. The most recent example though is his song Diplomatic Immunity, which dropped about a week ago. He does not switch his delivery for the whole track.
Asking me what said that is, boy. I be walking around the 6 like I invented it, boy. Yeah. Who am I, the do or die, the one with the fewest lies and the truest ties?
There's no hook, so it's just around 4 minutes of monotone rapping. Not fun. This style is everywhere in his music, and I think it's one of the main reasons why people call Drake's music boring. But we do have to focus on some positives to keep this level, and there are some tracks where Drake raps with excitement, and I really wish he would do this more. A great example is the song Over. Drake just sounds hungry on here.
Tell me how I'm getting home. You too fine to be laying down in bed alone. I can teach you how.
Tracks like Energy, Six God, Six Man, and Used To, they all sound great as well. Although I guess the problem with all those tracks I just named is that they're all on the same project, so it doesn't exactly show that he's done energetic rapping across his whole discography. I wish he would rap like that more, but it just looks like he's getting more and more monotone as time goes on. And it's a shame because personally, I do find it quite boring, but I know that Drake is very talented.
Demon just got out of can. I gave my bro an advance. Love is just not in my plans.
And here we have another reason why people may consider Drake to be boring, and that is the subject matter and the content that he raps about. I think a lot of people feel that he never really raps about anything groundbreaking, and really tends to stick inside his comfort zone. And looking at More Life, that is kind of true. And if you're wondering why I'm bringing up More Life so much, it's because it's his most recent full-length project, so it's the best one to look at to get an accurate depiction of how his music is currently. And looking through every single track, the majority of the tracks are about fame and love. That's a very simplistic breakdown of it, I know, but it's no less true. In fact, the subjects are so similar that you can almost pair all of the songs that are about the same thing on here. Free Smoke and KMT are both about Drake's hold on the rap game. Madiba Rhythm and Fake Love are both about Drake not trusting people that want to be close to him because he's famous. Sacrifices and Glow are about Drake's journey to the top and how he got there. You see what I'm getting at? This album could have been half the length because the subject matter is so similar throughout. Many of the tracks just cover relationships and fame in slightly different ways, and there's really nothing that makes you think, oh wow, Drake's never done this before. It all sounds very, very familiar. I mean, a lot of the songs on More Life that can't be compared to each other can be compared to Drake's older music that he's already made. And you could argue that Drake's main talent is rapping about heartbreak, women, and fame, and that is a very fair argument, but it gets to the point where you have to move out of the box that you've placed yourself in. And this is a box that Drake has put himself in for literal years. This is an issue I've brought up with people like Whit Lowry before. Just putting yourself in one lane when it comes to the content of your lyrics isn't a wise choice because it can become repetitive and ultimately boring. Drake definitely tries to vary how he tells these stories, but the underlying stories and the themes are usually the same, and that's why I think Drake's subject matter could be another contributing factor to why people consider him to be boring.
I met someone new last night and we kicked it, and
So, do I personally think that Drake is boring? Mostly, yes. I do like a fair bit of his music, as I stated at the start of the video, but a lot of the times he doesn't even sound that interested in what he's making. He has a couple albums that I thoroughly enjoy, such as If You're Reading This It's Too Late and Nothing Was the Same, but his most recent stuff has been hard for me to get through. And honestly, if we're trying to think of a reason for why this might be, I think Drake maybe is too comfortable with his position now. In terms of sales, almost nobody can challenge him, and it's definitely possible that that has made him complacent musically. I mean, Drake could make the most boring album ever and it would still sell. Hopefully that's not true and Drake's next album will be exciting and something different, but the way things are, he just really hasn't been grabbing my interest recently. Now this is a video that's probably sure to cause a lot of anger from Drake's fans, but let me know what you guys think. I did try to break things down as fairly as I could in this video, and at the end of the day, this is all just my personal opinion, and you guys are sure to have different ones for me. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Leave a dislike if you're mad that I talked down about Drake, the untouchable god. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate all of you. Love you, and I'll see you all in the next one. This is CDTVProductions, signing out.